Ah. Ho, ho, ho.
I didn't get the Christmas memo.
Look at this. Isn't this great? I did show this on my personal page today. Yep, this is what teachers do for their students. Not all teachers, I will say. Some of them are bah humbug, but hi, everyone. It is Lori Hoy.
And Dr. Fawn Schaefer.
She's well adjusted. See?
I'm well adjusted.
I'm not. I need some help. I need to be. I said on my post today, I am committed to my students, or I need to be committed. But yeah, so I have it was holiday overload was today's theme, and so I normally don't do all these things, but I thought, why not? Everybody got a laugh out of it, at my expense, and I think I relieved just a little bit of their stress today.
So it was worth it, right?
It was worth it.
She jingles every time she moves.
I have jingle pants on, so you see, I have jingle pants on. I'll tell you, it was a little chilly going to work today, just saying.
Yeah, it was cold. I have 18 layers on right now.
Well, I have a pair of leggings, 2 pair of socks, a pair of workout pants that were green that I never wear because I'd never had anything to wear them with, and voila, they're great for Christmas. They're hunter green.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
nice. Yeah.
I had a good time.
She looks festive.
Yeah, I am festive. I have to go to Walmart, but I'm not thinking I'm going to do all this. I'm thinking I might freak some people out.
I say she should just go.
I told a couple people that I was having an interview at the North Pole today, and they believed me.
I love it.
Yeah, I did. So anyway, hello everyone. We are back for Wellness Wednesday, and yesterday actually, I went live and asked for some ideas of what you would like for us to talk about, because I lost the list.
Yeah, and we were really drawing blanks. It's holiday brain.
It is holiday brain.
Because what do you want to talk about?
You're thinking about 78,000 things you need to do. And so one of the ideas that came was how to deal with holiday stress, or just maybe even stress in general. But this time of year, it seems to be that we put ourselves into some much unneeded, is that the word I'm looking for? Much unneeded stress? I don't know.
Extra
stress.
But you're right. At the end of the year, you're like, oh, why did I stress so much about that? But
so
we do anyway.
Yeah. So we have some tips for you today that hopefully you'll find useful and you can share with others or try and put in practice yourself. So if you are not feeling stressed, but you have friends and family that are, share this with them and maybe it will help them out. But if you're feeling stressed, then you've come to the right place because we have some ideas for you today.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to just start?
Sorry.
Start.
Yes, we'll start.
So the first few things on this list are basically to help you chunk down your holiday stuff.
Yeah.
Like everybody has, what do? We shop, we have to write Christmas cards, you have to bake and all that kind of stuff. Well, one of the things that you could do, and it's a really good idea, I actually implement this a little bit in my own office at the moment, is if you are a Christmas card person, they've kind of gone the wayside lately, but if you do Christmas cards, carry a box in your purse. So when you're stuck somewhere, if you're at a doctor's office waiting, or if you're at the car dealer waiting on your car like I was last week, or if you have 5 extra minutes, you can write a Christmas card or 2, and then you just have it done. I mean, rather than sit down for hours at a time and do it all at once, if you have a couple in your purse and you have a list of who you need, you can at least write that while you're sitting there. I do that right now in between patients. If I have a couple minutes, I have a stack on my desk, and I'm kind of writing little thank you. I write thank you cards to like my mailman and things like that, and I'm trying to write that all out so that I don't have to sit down and spend a whole big chunk of time doing it.
And I have to tell you, I used to be a Christmas card person, but it was this daunting task that was like, I have to sit down first. I have to find everybody's address. And then I have to sit down and I have to write them out, and I do like doing them, but I think the last few years a lot of people have been sending photo cards, so it's a little bit easier.
Right.
So even that though you have to address. So you can still take that little bit of time. Use that time wisely. I mean, especially if you're sitting in traffic for a while. I have to say though, I'm going to just kind of veer off. I don't ever wait in her office. It's really awesome. Like I come in maybe 5 minutes, if that. So, and that's awesome. But so anyway, I had to say that anyway.
Thanks. Yeah. I try not to be the typical doctor's office, that's for sure.
This tip is something I should have done and I haven't. And I'm going to use it next year. Basically, instead of going shopping all at one time, and maybe you like to do that. That doesn't stress you out. It stresses me out. Like if I can't get out shopping and I go one day and try to get everything in one day, and then I have to think about, oh my gosh, now I have to wrap all of those. So this tip is space it out a little bit. Go shopping a couple spurts throughout the week. If you have a lunch break that you could go to a local store, of course, shop local because, we need to support our local businesses, right? Go during your lunch hour, buy a thing or two, depending on what you need, and then wrap as you go, too. That's another one. Right. Instead of sitting down. And some people love to do that. They have to just sit and wrap all day long.
If you have time for that.
No, I like to wrap as I go, but I haven't. So I just went for my first shopping trip on Sunday. So
we should have had this talk like 2 weeks ago or something.
But that's all right. I'm all right. I'm feeling all right. I'm not feeling too super stressed.
Yeah. So let's see. So let's go down to the other one.
Okay.
For this one. The other thing that you can do, because you know how you always end up like with somebody that you didn't plan a gift for and you didn't or you forgot. It's always safe to have buy a couple extra gift cards, or lottery tickets are a good way with a Christmas card. So if you have to sneak into a room and throw a gift card in somebody for an extra gift just so you have them, that's awesome. And then that way, if you don't need them, you can use them yourself.
Right.
So
right. Or you could save them for a birthday or whatever. It's something that can be used for anybody.
Exactly.
So, and I that's something my mother always did, and I do take a hint from her in that. Like the after Christmas shopping sales, she will go and she will buy a couple candles or just kind of home knick-knacky things, and she'll keep them at the house. So then when something comes up, she always has these little gifts that she can give. So it really takes the pressure off if you forget somebody's birthday or like you said, if somebody shows up and you think, oh my gosh, I totally forgot.
I didn't get something for them.
Or mailman, or if you've always gotten something or something like that, then you have it there and you don't have to worry about getting it.
Exactly.
We're gonna skip 8, right?
Well, yeah, I went to I was trying to do all the holiday ones, so I was going to do number 5.
Okay, number 5.
Yeah.
Oh, this is another one. This is what I'm typical for. Overscheduling. Who does that? Anybody out there do that? Overschedule yourself over the holidays? Yeah, I can make it. And you're going 68 places in one day. So, to avoid overscheduling with your family, get a master calendar. And I'm ready to do this with my whole family because we get together for an event and everybody has all of their calendars out. How's this date? Nope, that doesn't work for me. What about that one? Nope. I'm going to do this. We're going to go electronic. And I really didn't have any caffeine this afternoon. We're going to go electronic. I'm going to invite them all to this Google Calendar, and they're going to put their stuff in.
Then everybody can match.
So then everybody can match. Then you can go in and go, instead of us looking at 17 different calendars. So if you have one master schedule, and it can be paper, obviously, that you put all that stuff on there, then you can check it and then make sure you're not overscheduling or double booking, which I have a friend who always double books something. Yeah, I'll come, but I have to leave early because we have to go here too. And we just call her the double booker. She always does it. And this time of year you want to see everybody, you want to do everything. You don't want to have FOMO, which, fear of missing out. And so you want to be able, you ever hear that before? You never heard of FOMO? Fear of missing out on something? So, yeah, and so you just say yes to everything, which could lead to...
Oh, yeah. Well, that's our next tip. How about, this is the one that's really hard, especially this time of year, but you are allowed to say no to things. I kind of gave a lecture about this on one of my Whole 30 group talks the other day because... we want to do everything for everybody. I think that's how a lot of us are, especially people in these groups and things like that. You just want to help everybody. Mm-hmm. And then you tend to overbook your calendar and you find out that at the end of the day, you're frazzled and you're worn out. And then you forget, really, I love helping other people and I'm all for helping other people, but my family and friends are the most important. And that's what I want to spend time with at the holidays. And if you reach yourself and you do too many other volunteering things, don't volunteer, just maybe do 2 things instead of 5.
Right.
So that you can have time with your family and friends, because I really think that's the best part about the holidays. So don't be afraid to say no, and especially I'm a bad one to talk because my CA just yelled at me for this today because she knew I can't say no to things, and I didn't, and but at the same time, do what I say, not as I do sometimes.
Yes, I know. Yes.
We have good advice.
We do.
People.
And then sometimes we don't practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not eating nuts or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you don't always have to answer every email the second it comes in. I know that this time of year, especially if you're working, I mean, there are some people that have off during the holidays, and that's great. But if you're someone that's working, space out that time during the day so you're not so stressed out and feel like you have to answer every email that comes to you right then and there. And then, you have time to say no to people. You have time to weigh out what it is that you want to do.
Right,
So,
exactly.
All right.
We kind of jumped around.
Yeah, we did. Now, let me think. Oh, this is something that I know helps me tremendously. And it's not just now, but it is all year long. And that is making time for you to exercise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even if it's walking. Even if it's walking for 20 minutes. Even if you're at home and you're meditating or you're doing yoga or something like that. Taking time for yourself, especially this time of year. It can be 10 minutes. It can be 30 minutes. We're not asking you to do 3 hours, which if you're doing 3 hours of exercise, you really need to contact me.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to do that. Now, if it's 3 hours a week, we still need to have a conversation. But taking time for yourself, getting some exercise, getting your heart rate up a little bit, it's going to release some endorphins in your body. It's going to make you a happier person. And you always really do feel better after you're done. Now, I get up really early in the morning and do my workout before I go to work. So I get up at 4:45, and at around 5:30 is when I do my workout, and it's done for the day. And that relieves the stress for me too, because if I don't do it in the morning, then I think, where am I going to fit it in the rest of my day?
Absolutely.
So and sometimes it's only 15 minutes that I can afford to do that, but I do feel so much better. It does relieve stress. It has actually been proven that it's done that in many studies, that it relieves stress. So take some time out, especially this time of year, guys, and do a little bit of exercise. It doesn't have to be, full bore boot camp.
Right.
But if that's your thing, then make time for you to do that.
Yeah. And
Instead of, like maybe sitting down and binge watching a Hallmark Channel, which is fun.
Yeah, and relaxing, but yeah.
But it can make you sad.
Right.
Because sometimes they're sad stories.
I don't watch them. I don't know.
Some of them, the red shoes, don't.
Oh, well, I know the song, so that's enough. but I don't need to do that.
Do after.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry.
And that being said, so let's just stay on that track. So what else can we do around this time of year? The one thing that we really lack is sleep. None of us get enough sleep. We're not well rested because we're so stressed. And so what you really need to shoot for is at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Do not slack on your sleep right now, because if you do, that's going to, we've had the sleep conversation before,
Yeah.
but it decreases your immune system and it makes you feel worse. And then what do you end up doing when you're sleepy? Is you end up eating more stuff. We'll get to that stuff, eating sugary stuff and caffeine and things like that to keep you awake, which is just, you need a solid foundation. So at least get your sleep this time of year, because it's a really easy way for people to get sick and stressed out even more is when you're not well rested. So that being said, what we just touched on a little bit of that other stuff. You want to talk about that part?
Yes. So this time of year is very difficult for those of you that are trying to stay on track with your nutrition. And why is that? Because for some reason, I shouldn't say some reason, we all know the reason. This time of year, it's tradition. It's to bake cookies, to make pumpkin roll, what else? Candies. Fudge. It actually is, I think, goes back in a little bit of history of Christmas. Where they were gifts that were given. And I remember my mom saying that sometimes that's like, they got like a piece of fruit and that was all they got for Christmas in their stocking. And I thought, I kind of need to go back there, but fruit's another issue.
Yeah.
We'll go on another day. But
it's still better than cookies,
but making sure that you're trying your best to stay on your nutrition plan. If you don't have a plan, you guys need to talk to both of us, because we can help you out with that. But we're not saying that you can't have a cookie all the whole holiday season, but don't eat a dozen.
Right.
All of those things, the ingredients they're in, chocolate chip cookies or whatnot, that's going to actually derail your stress. I mean, it's going to make you feel worse than better. I mean, for the moment, you're going to feel good.
Right. So you have that little sugar high, and then
you're going to crash. Yeah, and then you're going to be like, I want to take a nap. And then I have all this wrapping to do, and then I have Christmas cards I have to write, and I have to answer these emails because, and you see how that works? So staying on nutrition is really important. We both meal prep, and we've talked about that before. And I now stress when I can't figure out when I'm going to meal prep. Like if I have some things that happen, like this past weekend, we had a death in the family, so that totally, life happens, right? So I just got a message from my husband. Dinner is in the oven. So woohoo! Hi Tanya. Hi Corey. Hi guys. Tanya Brooks. So being able to take that one little thing off the shelf, and just try one meal. You don't have to meal prep for all 3 meals. And especially this time of year when you are really busy and a lot of things are on your plate, literally on your plate. Take time to figure out if there's one meal that you could prep for the week so that you know it's healthy and it's done. And you're not then going to the really quick places to get something to eat. I know this sounds like a broken record, and we might be preaching to the choir to some people out there. But there are still some of you out there, and the reason why I know is because they've contacted me or they've contacted you.
Right.
That they're still struggling. And don't think of this time, this month of December, as like a free-for-all.
Yeah.
And I just kind of had a conversation the other night with a couple people that they're like, well, I'll wait. I'll wait till January, and then I'm going to hit it hard. Guys, don't wait.
No.
Don't wait and give yourself free reign right now, because you're just going to put yourself back even farther.
It's harder to start. Like
yeah,
when we prep for the whole 30, the pre-week, and I'm sure it's with her pre-weeks too. I tell everybody, you're supposed to clean out your cupboards and you're supposed to like get yourself ready for the big start date. But one thing I think people realize, or what's the word? They wrongly think, oh, I'll just eat everything in the cupboards before the start date. Mm-hmm. And that's what they treat the entire month of December as. I'm going to eat everything now because I'm not going to be able to eat it in January. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Right. Like, that's going to make it that much harder. So even if, don't wait till January to make your exercise resolutions or your nutrition resolutions. Start now, even with little things, like she said.
But the Christmas cookies, yes, Tanya, we know. Like,
you can have Christmas cookies, just, in moderation.
Right, and for those of you that know, and Dr. Fonari knows this, I'm participating in a beta test group. So we're following a particular diet, which is a high-fat, low-carb with intermittent fasting. And this is 12 weeks, people. I'm doing this for 12 weeks. I can't cheat
through Christmas.
Through Christmas and New Year. So we started the Monday after Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I'm doing it over Christmas. Can I have a Christmas cookie? Yes, I will have it on Christmas Day. Probably one. And I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But I'm not going to sit here and think about it, because if I do, then I'm going to, okay, which one do I want to have? Or am I going to have several? And that's the other thing. Mindset's a big part of it as well. So, we are both here to help you or support you in that. So I'm doing this, guys, through probably the hardest part of the year, when we're inundated with people sending cookies as a gift or candy. I had a student bring me a big, it's like the size of my head, chocolate bar. A third grader. And I'm like, oh, honey, thank you so much. And I'm like, February.
Who can I do this to?
I'll try this in February, okay? So, it's not impossible. It's easy, but it's not easy.
Right.
It's easy to do and easy not to do.
And with her, obviously, Lori has to be very strict because there's people watching her and she's accountable to...
That's the only way I'm doing it.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't cheat either. I don't eat Christmas cookies. But people know that I do. I eat things that are sweeter at this time of year. I'll make things that have... compliant ingredients. Mm-hmm. Like, I make some little things out of like dates and cinnamon that make it kind of like fudgy, and then I make these little coconut things with honey, and to me they're like treats. I don't eat them all year round because they're a little too sweet for me on a normal basis, but there's always an alternative. You could always try to find something more healthy to eat that still makes you feel like you're indulging, but it's healthier.
Right.
So don't be afraid to look for those kinds of things either. And you could even take that to a party. Those little coconut things I talked about, I take those places and people eat them. They taste like the inside of a Mounds bar. That's what I tell everybody. That's what it tastes like. So, and once in a while, if I'm making a big batch, I'll actually put some chocolate in the bottom of some of them, because then the people that can eat that. But I think Tanya had one once.
You two are super encouraging.
Yeah, those coconut things are amazing.
Okay.
See,
and I made actually a homemade peanut butter cup.
Oh. Wow.
And I've actually made it with almond butter too, and it was healthy. I could eat one and not feel guilty about it, and that's the difference. And it's actually feeding my body and not, what's the other opposite of feeding it? Starving it. I don't know. Starving it of nutrition.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Hurting. Heal and hurt. That's it.
Hurting.
It's healing part of my body and not hurting part of my body. So I use coconut oil with a scoop of either cafe latte or vegan chocolate Shakeology as the chocolate part. Okay. And you put it in a mini cup. And then you put did I say you put the coconut oil in there? Yeah, put the coconut oil in there. And then you put like a half a teaspoon of either peanut butter or nut butter or something that I mean, obviously we've talked about peanut butter and how it can cause you inflammation. And not everybody, but it can. So for me, I don't eat peanut butter on a regular basis. I mean, I was a 2-spoon a day girl. Like, just go and dig in, right? Even with natural peanut butter, I would do it. And then you would just put it in the freezer, freeze it for 5 minutes, bring it back out, put the top on, back in, and just keep them in the freezer. So if you'd ever get that hankering for something sweet that you shouldn't have, you can choose that, and it's so much better for you. They're actually called fat bombs.
Oh.
Because they're full of really healthy fats. And that's what keeps you satiated. You don't have to go, okay, all right, let's just if you ever eaten a peanut butter cup, Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yes.
And after you ate like the sleeve, could you eat like 7 more?
Yes, you could.
Okay. These you can't. Like my gut, so when I eat one, or if I even eat 2 at a time, I feel like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? Like I felt like I've already eaten a Thanksgiving Day meal, and I've eaten 2 little cups.
And so it's good fat.
And it's good fat, and it's satiating. So there are other things that you can do, other foods that you can make. But here's the thing. The slippery slope is what I call. When you sit and you try to figure out, how can I make all these different treats healthier? That's a different issue. That's more about something psychological than it is really trying to feed your body. So be careful of that too. Yeah. Peanut butter cups are those peanut butter cups, my nutritious ones, I call a no-break food, because if I have them, I'll just keep eating them. I know they're healthy. I can eat them. They're healthy.
And that's why I said, like, I love these treats that I make, but I only make them at holidays and special occasions, because that makes me feel like I'm doing something fun with everybody else. But I don't want to do it every day, because then you're right. It's like eating a candy bar every day. It's like I tell my Whole30 groups that you can have potatoes on Whole30, but I say don't make potato chips, like even if they're a healthy version, because that's just tricking your brain into thinking, oh, well, I'm eating potato chips. You want to actually break the habits of needing the candy bar or the potato chips too. But, like I said, it's the holidays. If you want to be a little, loose, indulging in that time, at least do it in a healthy way. So.
Right. And if you're going to do it, then don't feel guilty about it. Enjoy yourself, and know that the next day you can just get right back on track. Because it can happen. It happens. I mean, it happens. I mean, Thanksgiving, I slipped and fell into a pie. I slipped and fell into a piece of cake that was sugar-free. It wasn't sugar. It was told to me it was sugar-free.
No. Oh, really?
It was so good. But I am still having issues because of that.
Yeah.
I still have the cravings from that. Like, and I wasn't having any cravings for sugar then. And now it's back because of that.
And that's kind of why, like, this time of year it is too. It's hard for us to get up so early in the morning and work out. But I know, like, to me, I'm like, okay, so I'm eating a little bit more stuff than I'm normally eating. I at least want to make sure I at least get my workout in to just counterbalance that a little bit.
Right.
Like, you don't, like we said, December is not a free-for-all. Mm-hmm. It'll just make January and your resolutions for January that much easier.
Yeah. If you can just stay on track now, right? Have that day or whatever if you want to have that. I don't like to even call them cheat meals. A cheat sounds so wrong. It's a treat. And if you have to, there are things out there that we do to treat ourselves, but we don't do them all the time. I mean, think about it. Now, I treat myself once a month to a massage, and I treat myself once a month to an adjustment, which is one of our top 10 tips.
So one of the, it's number 1 on my list because that's what I do. Yes. But a lot of people don't realize, and one of these days we're going to have a chiropractic talk, so you guys will know exactly what chiropractic is about.
Maybe.
And a lot of people don't think it's, or a lot of people think it's just pain and headaches and things like that. It's really not. Chiropractic can boost your immune system. Just getting adjusted does so many things that, like I said, I'll spare you the details on now, but it helps you stay healthy. So when you get adjusted regularly, your immune system is actually given a little extra oomph so that you have the energy and the whatever else you need to get through this crazy hectic season. So and we've got other things here too, like the massage, obviously relaxing.
Yeah, that was yesterday. So, and I feel really good today, actually.
See? Weird.
No, and I had to do some weight training, so I was worried about my elbow, but it actually felt pretty good today.
It's because she's jingly all day.
Yeah, it's jingly. Yeah, Tanya, I don't know if you saw my outfit.
Oh.
Ruth did. She saw me today at work.
She
turned around and went, oh. Yeah, so anyway. And there was one other tip that we did, and I wanted to leave that one, and it was just taking some time for you. And I know, and a lot of these things are time for you, and it was just something that you have. And I mean, we could give you like 25 things that we probably do that helps us relax, and we've mentioned them through. But just taking a little bit of extra time for you each day to help you, just even if it's just sitting down, turning on some Christmas music if you like it. If you don't like Christmas music, maybe some classical music that doesn't have any words. Sometimes I don't want to listen to words. I just want to relax, or maybe even a little bit of stretching, just to take a moment for you and breathe.
Yeah, 5 minutes. I mean, and meditation is always a good idea too. But that we've had a whole talk on that.
Yeah, we did have a whole talk on meditation.
Even if you just take at the end of your workday and just before you even go home and plow into whatever holiday stuff you need to do, just take 5 minutes and think, okay, I can breathe and think something, happy thoughts, and there's nothing wrong with that. You'd be surprised how much that can help.
Right. And you can do that in the car.
Yeah.
You can, sometimes I turn off the music and I just focus on driving for one, and just breathe. And just really, I know one of the things that I've learned through meditation is that I didn't breathe. I was not taking full breaths. And it's really funny when you sit and you learn how to actually breathe and how much benefit that is for you. And this time of year, you need to breathe.
Absolutely.
You really need to breathe.
That little app on our phone reminds you to breathe.
Oh, yes, that breathe. Yes, it does.
It actually says breathe. And you're like,
yes.
Okay, rub your ears, breathe.
So, guys, I hope that you found some value in what we provided today. 10 or so or more tips of how you can relieve some holiday stress along the way.
Yeah, so December's not a free-for-all. You can do this, and we're all here to help you.
Absolutely.
And if you need us, don't be afraid to contact us, and we'll help you get through the rest of December and start January off with a bang.
Into January, yes.
Yeah.
January. I can't wait, actually. I'm actually excited for January. I mean, I'm not going to wish my life away. I want to enjoy the rest of December, but it's how fast it goes.
It's coming fast. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we only have one more favor, because one of the things that we love to do is help people and share and educate. Please share our video. So I'm going to make sure it's posted on Dr. Fawn's her page, Fresh Start Chiropractic. And if you would just take it and share it with your friends on Facebook, then we can get all this information out to everybody so that they can hear exactly what they can do to be healthier and happier every day.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to Wellness Wednesday. We will see you next Wednesday.
Have a great day.
Episode. Have a great one.
See ya.
Bye.